Hello, welcome to this video from Digitising Events, where I'm going to introduce you to a website called Fal.AI. Now, before I show you the site itself, let me tell you why it is useful. For a lot of businesses, you will be looking to work with AI, and one of the use cases is to improve your audience engagement, tell stories to sell your products, and so on. And that is where you've been doing this anyway, where image editing and video editing comes into play, but not using AI to do that, I think, is a missed opportunity. And what happens is a lot of the models that get released are very, very good at one thing. So you've got Google's Nano Banana, which is very good at recognizing bananas. Sorry, I'm being facetious. Is very good at image editing. It's very good at video creation. You've got other models which are good at their own things, like Flux, for example, where you can train it on your own image, and rather than going onto some expensive photo shoot and saying, oh, me smiling, me laughing, me looking right, you just train it, and then you can get those images, creating B-roll to help engagement with the stories you're telling on your videos or promoting your products. So, for example, OpenAI have launched a licensing deal with Disney. So if you want, for example, if you're selling mugs with Disney characters, you may want Darth Vader drinking a cup of coffee out of your mugs. I don't know, right? So those are all use cases. But what happens in reality is that you end up either jumping from platform to platform to platform, or paying subscription, and all of that hits your bottom line. It adds cost. So this is where marketplace solutions like Fal.AI and OpenRouter, which I've covered previously, come into play. And I'm going to show you Fal.AI because Fal.AI is specifically geared towards these image generation, video generation, multimedia models, so you can access them. This is Fal.AI. I will say what I really like about it is that it is a credit-based system. So there's no subscription. You're not suddenly getting hit by another £20 a month for something that you might use occasionally. You load up some money, you use it, and then you can load up some more. And it's very, very cost effective for that reason. The other thing why I like it, and this may not be useful to you, is it's got an API, it's got a connection with Make, which could be better, but it's there if you need it. So you can actually run automations of the platform and just choose which model does what. So my use case, which I've covered separately, as I was creating thumbnails for all the YouTube videos and adding my image to it. And I was doing that in a slightly different way. But I could now, if I wanted to, do it in such a way that I use a LoRA to create images where I've got the right expression, like looking right, looking left, and so on. Anyway, let me show you how it works. Again, this is just a short overview. It's not intended to be in detail. The main thing I want to share with you is that these platforms become useful because if you don't engage with platforms like this, you could end up with 3, 4, 5, 6 different subscriptions, and that's just really wasted money. So when you hit the site, one of the most useful things is the Explore tab. I'm going to show you this because you can see all the different models that are accessible to you. Some of these I haven't even heard of, and I've been diving around every time something new comes in. Oh, let's have a look at that, see whether it's relevant to help independent businesses operate better. And it's just phenomenal how things are changing. And you can do things that in the past would have cost you a lot of money, like upscaling an image. You've got an image that's very low resolution. You wanted higher resolution because you might want to get it printed for a poster or whatever. You can now do that using AI. So I am going to show you, just to get your creative juices flowing, because one of the things that I am absolutely convinced of, having used AI as intensively as I have, is in the B2B context where I come from, it'll be a phenomenal help to storytelling and getting engagement around products and services. So if I go up and I go to the home screen I'll show you a few things. And again, they've all been used with different models. And I apologize in advance. You're going to be staring at my face a lot. It's the only one I've got to play with at the minute. So what you've got here are these images, and you can see the fails as well. So I wanted to share that with you because you do need to put a bit of time. And these images have all been created by me giving instructions into a trained AI, which I've trained to know my face. So, for example, and it's super simple, right? So, one of the things I want to do is demystify how complex this stuff is, because there are people who will say to you, "Oh, this is really complicated," because that's their consulting model. It's not. You just basically upload a ton of pictures of yourself in a zip file and it knows you. And these likenesses are pretty good. I mean, the first time I did it, I got it wrong. Here's me having coffee. And then once you've got those images, here's a video that I created by just loading an image. This one actually on the right, where I said, use this image, show the man walking towards the camera and saying things like, I am recording my AI megatrends from my winter getaway, you know, something like that, just to enough. It is a scarily good, because I said be on the beach. It's also given me a bit of a tan. So, what's not to like? And then there are other things down here. You can see some of these images that I've created from my early explorations on all of this. And you can do cool things like take really rubbish old photos and upscale them into something that looks really good, like this one of my daughter who decided to dress up as a knight as opposed to a princess on a school fancy dress. My intentions with sharing these is not to go into in depth about how to use that. There are other people who have done that already. What I wanted to share with you is that, in my view, using a marketplace platform like Fal.AI, what it allows you to do is use each model for what it's good at, pull together your story, enhance it using AI, and drive better engagement to your products, your services, whatever they may be, so that you're lifting your presence, your digital presence, your website, whatever, above your competition. Why wouldn't you do that? And it's becoming so much easier. Thank you for watching. Got many more things to share following 2 years of rummaging around the world and going, where is all the cool AI and how can you apply it to a business? That's the key. How can you apply it? Just because it's cool doesn't mean it's useful.